Hey guys, thanks for catching my replay. Yep, just sitting here with my little girl. Hey there. Hey guys. How are you today? Hi Lulu. Hey Jen. So I missed yesterday. I've been loving kind of chatting with you guys every day, and I missed yesterday. You know, I thought of something that that tends to happen in my life. It's for perfectionism, and something that would have been easy for me to do. Okay, so I kind of had this idea. Thanks for joining me. I kind of had this idea, this perfectionism idea, that if I can't do something perfectly or the way that I want, then it's not worth doing at all, or I've got to just give up. So I actually started scoping like 2 or 3 months ago, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this every day. I'm gonna do like once a day, because that's what you're supposed to do. Well, then I got off track a day or two, and then I was like, well, if I can't do it every day, I'm just not gonna do it. It is getting long. Thanks. You're the same way. So that's kind of like my MO. If I'm not gonna be able to do something the way I want to do it, I just don't do it at all. I just kind of give up on it. Yes, it's so beautiful. That's me, evidently. I think I'm pretty perfect right there. Yes, thank you. I'm blue. So I want to talk to you about overcoming perfectionism. And I say I'm a recovering perfectionist because I think it's one of those things. I don't want to compare it to alcoholism, because that's real disease. But I think it's the same idea that it's not something you just. I don't think it's just something that I'm gonna stop being a perfectionist. It's just a matter of overcoming it and setting myself up for success, so that it's not something that rules me. And I've started this journey of overcoming this perfectionism plague about a couple years ago, and I think so. Let's just kind of identify first if you're a perfectionist. So my first question would be, do you have trouble meeting your own standards? Do you often feel frustrated or depressed or mad at yourself for not hitting certain goals or doing doing things a certain way? Are you a procrastinator? Those are hearts. Wow, lots of perfectionists here, right? So yeah, I think those are the first couple things I would ask. Yes, baby. Yeah. Chalk. Yes, you can have chalk. I'm gonna grab it for you. Yeah. So I'm gonna grab some chalk from a girl. So this has been something that has kept me from doing a lot of things. It's what's made me start and stop a lot of things. I'm reminded of, you never meet your own standards, huge procrastinator. You're a perfectionist. You're a perfectionist. Let me plug my phone in before it dies. So I am the girl who started a million different degrees, certifications. I started nursing school, didn't finish that. I got a degree, got a couple degrees. And then I started a certain career path and then changed my mind, and then started another one, changed my mind. Childbirth education, got halfway into that, and then figured out I wasn't going to be great at that. I mean, I could go on. I've invested a lot of money and time into things that I wasn't immediately awesome at, and I think that was the other thing, is I'm kind of used to, also an overachiever, so I'm used to being good at things. Wow, just like you, health crazed. Wow, what's your name, health crazed? Where are you from? I'm an overachiever. I tend to be good at a lot of things because I work hard. So when I'm not good at something, I quit. I don't allow myself to fail. I don't allow myself rejection. I don't want to let people down. And so I've started and stopped. Hi, Kelly. So first, I think the first step is kind of identifying that you are a perfectionist and just owning that, okay? You can't say no to anyone. Oh my gosh, we are the same person. And so yeah, I've overcome a lot of this, and it's something that I have to constantly work on in my life. So I think a perfectionist thinks anything less than perfection is a failure, and I want you just to think about logically how silly that is. We tend to think that if we make a mistake, it's the worst possible thing ever, that it's the end of the world. And that's not a reality. And I think some people are surprised at who perfectionists are. Like, have you ever thought about like the person who has the like super messy house, or like the junk drawer, or piles and piles of things that they haven't sorted through? Because that, I think I struggle with, am I really a perfectionist, because I'm like super messy, or it takes me forever to do this project. And that's because I won't start something unless I think I can do it right. And so you'll be surprised that a lot of perfectionists are messy. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them are so like almost like OCD and obsessed about perfection that they are, you know, super organized. And there's actually the other side of that. Those people who just leave like huge messes or huge projects, huge stacks and piles of things, because if they can't do it perfectly, they're not going to do it. And that's hard to overcome. So Lulu, so there are certain things that I have like down to a T. People think I'm so obsessed about certain things, and there are certain things that I just can't even tackle because I can't do it right. So I'm going to talk about some of the ways I've overcome that. And honestly, it started with making little mistakes on purpose, doing things before I'm ready, starting things before I'm ready. Because there's a lot of things that I wouldn't even attempt, because I gotta be ready first. I gotta get this all right first. I gotta get this to-do list. You know, I have to do it all perfectly, and so I won't even start. And so now I've just decided to start everything before I'm ready. Okay, so there's a huge pile of dishes that might sit there all day because I'm like, well, I don't have time to do it all right now and get it all put away right now. So so just like doing a few things at a time. You know, making a lot of mistakes on purpose, because that's how I've learned. Yeah? You made an M? I bet it's beautiful. I'll come look at it. And here's the thing. I set such high standards on myself, and I know that I set them on the people around me. And that's kind of where I realized I've got to change, because I don't want that girl to think that my standards are too high for her. I don't want to be that mom who judges and criticizes a 98 on her paper, or comments on where she's lacking. And I know that I have such high standards for myself and those around me that can easily come out. And I've got to tackle that now before my children feel like they can't live up to my standards. So I've got to lower my own for myself and lower my own expectations. So I think you've got to just start being realistic. You know, can I make an M? Sure, have it right here. M for Mariah.
Can you talk on a picture?
I sure can.
On this paper?
I could have waited for the scope till I had a perfect opportunity to talk to you and not have it interrupted, but how much more perfect is perfect imperfection than to have it interrupted by such a little beauty? Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what we have to remember, is that we're not relatable when we do everything just so. I think I kept a lot of people out of my life because they thought that I was too high strung, or that they couldn't live up to like my standards. Lulu and Jen, say hi. Your wife feels like she can't live up to your standards. And I'm sure my husband would say the same things at times. And you don't think that you're imposing that on that person. You really don't think you are. You just...
This thing, I make an M.
I make an M?
Right here.
Okay, I will. And that's exactly what I don't want to happen to my dog.
A big one, make big one.
Okay, a big M right here. All right. So that's my challenge to you, is to start some things before you're ready. Those projects, that opportunity, that whatever it is, before you're ready, and letting the chips fall where they may. Because what I have done in the past 2 years is I started becoming a health and fitness coach, which I was terrified about because I wasn't the fittest person in the world. I had a background, but I was so afraid that I didn't have my own fitness together perfectly, and I wasn't so up on all the latest like studies and stuff that I thought, oh my gosh, who's gonna listen to me? But the reality is, my imperfections are what make me relatable. And I have let so many more people into my life by sharing my imperfections. And I think people so much more want to be around me when I am vulnerable and can be unabashedly me and show, you know, my raw, real flaws. So just think about those in your life. Thank you, Stephanie. I hope so. Just think about the people in your life that mean the most to you. And I think that's the only thing that would have changed me, because I have such high standards on myself, was the people that I most care about. Like, I never want my husband to think that he's nothing, that he's anything less than everything that I need. And I'm sure that's very easy to project on somebody. And I never want, you know, I remember what it feels like to have my parents disappointed because I didn't get 100% in something, or because I gained some weight in college, or because, you know, those little...
Can you make a bee, bumblebee?
It's easy to project those high standards on
Make
those
a
that you love the
bee.
most. Well, I think Mariah would like for me to finish the scope because she wants me to draw Bumblebee. It's going to be a very imperfect Bumblebee.
Bee.
Oh, the letter B. That's easy. I can do a B. I'll try a Bumblebee. So I'm going to say goodbye. That's a B. That's a B. Evidently, Mariah does not like my B. So, guys, I hope some of you could relate to this. I'm going to head off and write some letters with my girl. Again, my name is MeghanEggleston. Find me on Facebook. Follow me. Thanks for joining me. And I'll see you tomorrow.
A crown.
Maybe. I might not.